And we're live.
Yay!
Whoop, whoop.
Happy Easter, everybody. I don't see us live yet on YouTube.
There's a great big lull for some reason.
Okay, there it is. There we are. Whoop, whoop. And I think I'm on mute, so that's good. Yeah. Oh, God. The hat is not a good look.
I think it looks adorable. I do. Crap, Misha, can you stop having the sound? Okay. Guys, we are doing something a little bit different. We are doing this on Meet, and it's going to be kind of confusing. The chat's going to be harder to see, and so bear with us on that. The reason we're doing Meet, for one, is because StreamYard is like $89 a month now, and it's just ridiculous. And with the Google Meets, it's $20 a month. You can have up to 5 people share the same plan. You get 2 terabytes of cloud storage. You get use for Gemini and all things Google in your docs, your emails, plus just Gemini for $20 versus $89 for a messing up all the time StreamYard. So we're trying to find the kinks and find how everything works and just share that. So that's why there's going to be a little bit different format. We're going to have some confusion, but hey, this is something Mitch just put together, so we're going to have some confusion. So at least that's consistent. Yeah. And other than that, I think I'm going to try to finish up some stuff and lay it down for a minute. You are in great hands because we've got our lovely Theresa.
All right, so, Mitch, go get some rest.
Yes.
Thank you for your help, but go get some rest, and
yes,
we'll see you in a couple of hours.
All right.
Mwah. Then I can say hello to everyone. Thank you, Deaudrey. Look at this, right? I can't outdo Body Illusion with her bunny ears because I wasn't expecting this today, and I didn't have time to wash the hair or do the hair, so I'm like, I'm putting on my bonnet at least for a minute or two. It's really my gardening hat, and I love my gardening hat, but this is not exactly what we had in mind. But thank you for being here. Hey, Brian, welcome. And happy Easter, happy Passover, just happy Sunday. I'm thrilled to be here, kind of spur of the moment. So this is going to be more conversational than anything else. And I can tell you already that the hat's going to be annoying to me, so I will end up taking it off. But just for shits and giggles, we'll leave it on for a few minutes. So how is everyone on this fine April 20th? And whatever time you're in, Ben had done it before on Body Illusion's channel. And so there's a long range of time here in the US. I have no idea about Europe. I think Europe is 6 hours ahead. So it's 6 p.m. someplace in Europe. But anyway, happy to see everybody. Happy to be here. Happy to welcome you. Hey, Kim. Thanks for being here. I'm just going to get myself situated. And believe it or not, I know it's April 20th. Yesterday, it was warm as heck outside here, and it was windy. Today, where's my blanket? It's bloody freezing. The winds you'd think was wintertime, and I'm freezing my patootie off. So I've got my sweater. I have a long sleeve shirt on, and okay, so we are officially done with the hat. You're just going to have to endure the not good looking head of hair. I pulled it back. So I hope everybody's doing well. So for those that don't know me, I am Theresa. I'm from Wounds to Wisdom. And my channel really is about connection, healing, ways to raise our own vibration. We focus on the universal laws of the universe. We talk about different ways of self-help. Just does not sound like the right verbiage, but I talk about things like the Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. I talk about, and started my book club last week. I don't know if it's backwards. The Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins. And I have to tell you that it was really a successful meet on Thursday, very engaged conversation. I'll pick it up again this coming Thursday. We'll do the next several chapters. And what I'm going to do is just put where I am in the book for us to, the chapter titles. You don't actually have to read everything, but I find what Mel has to say in that book just so exciting, and so simple. And yet, why haven't I been doing this? And it comes down to learning things, right? It's a way of changing behaviors and patterns. And really, ultimately, the only control we have over in life is of ourselves. But if you're like me, I have this good or bad habit of trying to influence. I don't want to say manipulate, because that has a negative connotation, but influence people to sort of feel or believe or behave the way I think you should. And there is no should, right? We get to do these things on our own. So that's one of the things that, my channel really is about, that. And hopefully some laughter along the way. I'm going to get back into my meditations. And I will be sharing some of the channels that I watch to help influence my meditation practice. I've talked about Ben Carroll before, and he has this sort of ethereal, haunting sound that comes out of him with his sound bowls. Some days it's just too much, but other days he's fantastic. So, as Mish said, we are working from Google Meet, and it's popping up into the village. So that's where the chat is. So I'm just going to pop in the chat for a second. It's 420, one of my favorite modern made-up holidays. Yes, Brian, absolutely. Hey, Seven, thanks for being here. You're in Ireland? Wow, you just got back from a long Easter lunch in an old-fashioned pub. It's chilly, but not really cold. Oh, that's so awesome. That's wonderful. So thank you for being here. I didn't realize that's where you were. Jeez, long distance. So yes, I used to celebrate Easter, and I loved watching Body Illusion with Other Restrained, because she brought up two songs and a Tisket a Tasket, and Here Comes Peter Cottontail. And it just triggered memories of being a little girl, a little Catholic school girl who would go to church in her Sunday best. So we never went to church without being gussied up. And it usually, what my mom made our dresses. We didn't go shopping. She made our dresses, and she made our little coats or capes or whatever. And then we bought the hat. Or she bought it. I don't even remember where the hats came from. They just were there. And I had such a blast as a kid. And I don't really remember Easter egg hunts. And probably because my mom was like, no. I got too much to do, and I have too many people to cook for and all that stuff. So we had our Easter baskets. And again, I see so many people in this day and age with elaborate stuff. But I'll say that just having a nice Easter bunny and maybe a couple of little heaps or something, I felt like I was the richest girl in the world and had so much fun. And then all the Italians would come, depending on which side of the family. My mom's side of the family, all the old time aunties, which they probably were my age now, but they looked much older. 60 back in the days looks like 80. I don't believe I look like 80. And so, hey, John, Nice to see you. So they would go around the table and, they'd put a quarter in front of each one of us kids. Sometimes one of the aunties would give us $1. And when I tell you the shouts of glee, now if you give somebody $1, they're like, what the hell? What am I going to do with this? And sadly, you can even buy a candy bar. The dogs and I, when we go for a walk most days, we stop by and we see my 94-year-old neighbor. She's alone. Her daughter does not live local. So when her daughter's there, fine, no problem. But she lives alone. And so I bring the dogs, and she had asked me for a candy bar. Now, she wanted dark chocolate, but I could only find the Hershey special dark that she wanted. It had to be Hershey because Hershey has all the squares and she can cut and break them. $3.99. Are you freaking kidding? $3.99 for our Hershey chocolate bar? I can freaking make her a chocolate bar. And I'll figure out how to put the damn lines in it for her. $3.99. Now, it's not the ingredients that's costing that much money. It's the labor, it's the machine, and I get it. The world is just nuts. And I know I sound like my grandmother back in the day. Oh my God, $1 for a piece of bubble gum when it was a penny for her. A penny? People are like, why do we even have pennies? We can't use them. So it's just a shock. Those are the memories that are really lovely. And then as I got older, my Easters was with my mom. And when she was living with me, she'd get me, I wish I still had them. The dollar store would have like a dancing daisy, and it would just dance with the wind all day long. You kept it in the window so that it was solar at the tip, and it would just dance and make me laugh. And that was my Easter. Plus she would have, she'd get me a bunny probably. But it was our meal that we would cook together. Usually lamb, sometimes beef, but it was just the joy of the two of us. And sometimes one of my brothers could come, and it was it's a lighthearted holiday, right? As I was growing up through the Catholic school, for me, it was very religious. It was very spiritual. Shocking. Well, hello, Tiff. I missed you this morning. I didn't even know this whole thing was happening. But I wanted to be a nun back in the day when I was a young girl. And so I took Holy Week very seriously. I took Good Friday very seriously. And back in those days, you had the movies that went along with it. So let's see if I can remember some of the names of the movies. Oh my God, they were always centered around the crucifixion. I'm having a brain fart, but they will pop up into my mind. But they were like, I would spend Friday afternoon watching these movies. And I would also say, I know that it's a coincidence, but when you saw those movies, it was raining on Good Friday. And son of a gun, when I was growing up, almost every Good Friday it would rain. So I saw that as a sign, right?